Hi, beautiful people. This is Shakti coming on live, and I am excited to be with you. I just finished my whole day of events, meetings, healing work, client sessions, and I'm just so happy to pop up here. Um, I am celebrating that this is my 91st live video. And I have missed 2 days of live videos. Just with full transparency and honesty, I actually have missed 2 live videos out of the 365-day challenge. Out of these 92 days, I have missed two. And because we had a snowstorm both days, and we had not power cut, but we had lost internet. So whenever we get snow, we lose our Wi-Fi connection. That's kind of the name of the game here, living in the middle of nowhere. But still celebrating 90 days, going strong, showing up for you every single day. And I'm really excited about today. Today, I am actually going to talk to you, which is, I actually put up a post today around community support. If anybody has a burning question, please let me know. And I thought, what could be better than actually coming live and talking through the question and responding the question in a way that not only the person who asked the question gets their answer, but everybody gets to learn along the way. So that is what we are doing right now. So today's question is asked by Adele Lennox. And she says, her question is, I built high-ranking custom websites and previously charged 2 to 6K per site. So $2,000 to $6,000 per site. I mostly serve Maui business owners. I have noticed people I am attracting aren't able to pay those prices since our devastating fire in August of 2023. So I have been selling smaller custom sites for $1,500 or less instead. Wow, that is a pretty big shift in pricing. And then she asked, what do you suggest I do to attract business owners who are ready to pay 5K per site? Thank you, and a heart. So if you are watching this live or on a replay, I want to invite you to actually go to Adele's post, check out my post from yesterday, check out the comment that she's written, and please drop some love on her comment. Please let her know that she's not alone navigating these pricing decisions and figuring out how she can position her service appropriately, how she can find new clients. And please celebrate, this sister is actually looking to take a leap, right? And how many of us are just so shit scared of taking a leap in our havingness for wealth, for money, for more freedom in our businesses? How many of us feel like we want to, but we can't? So I want to make sure that this sister gets celebrated. We got to celebrate the heck out of her here, number one, because this is such a real question. And so many of us have asked ourselves a question like this, very similar to Adele's question, at some point, if we're not asking ourselves the same question every single day of our business life, right? Because we're constantly thinking, is my offer right? Is this the right thing? Is this the right thing? So let's just, I want to just also acknowledge her honesty, not her, but her courage, actually. Her courage in just taking this leap of faith and really going for it, going for this price increase and going for seeking support, and if there's one thing I want us to be known for in this community is connection and support, where none of us has to feel like we're behind or feel like we're alone in this journey, we can all hold each other's hands and really walk home with each other, and that there's so much tremendous beauty in that. So with that, Adele, I see your question and I'm gonna answer to you, but I'm gonna also bring it back to the community so that everybody gets to learn from this question. So first of all, wow, that is such a steep decline in the income. I just wanna hold you in a lot of compassion and gentleness for taking that tough decision since the fire broke in like August 2023. And I can't even imagine the impact of this to you as a person and to your business. So there's a huge, yeah, there's a lot there to unpack, but I want to just, you know, acknowledge acknowledge that. So the number one thing I want to say to you, what you're, first of all, great awareness. You are noticing that there's something happening in your money flow, your wealth frequency, related to the fires. Being in the area where there were fires taking place is a pretty big traumatic event. It's huge. It's really huge. I actually had a friend in Maui at that time, and that is a time I spoke to her, and you know, I could see in her body and in her eyes what it did to people who didn't have any impacts to their property and their lives by the fire, but everybody got affected in some way. So, the number one thing I want to invite you to do is to really commit to reconnecting with your wealth frequency. And what that means is two things. One is start to separate yourself from that devastation that took place in 2023. And one easy way to do that is to hold that, the whole land of Maui, in forgiveness. Whatever needed to be burned away, you know, I forgive you. I forgive the effect on me. I forgive myself for being affected. I forgive whatever there is needs to be forgiven. Just really work with Ho'oponopono. That's, I think, such a, and that's why forgiveness was coming to me. I'm like, why am I saying forgiveness? This is why, because you guys have Ho'oponopono, and that works beautifully and gives some love to the land, which I 100% know that you've been doing, just because I can kind of feel your vibe. But doing that in the context of wealth and starting to really separate yourself from this devastation. And that means people there called it in. At some level, there was a soul agreement to experience this, right? And it, everybody at the same time, everybody had their own permission slip and own time to shift from this and own healing process, right? The more you separate yourself and say, okay, I can have what I want and I can let everybody else what they want. This is going to start to create energetic separation. And obviously, there's so many layers subconsciously to look at, and happy to hold space for you. But this is where I would begin if I were seeing a client, to start to separate, you know, offer forgiveness for the land, for the people, and start to separate. I can create, I can still create, I can still connect to my wealth frequency, I can still feel abundant. And then from there, I want to invite you to step into an abundant mindset. And I don't know if you have, I have some resources that I'm happy to share with you. There's a wealth activation bundle I have. There's some wealth codes that I have channeled and, you know, compiled together. And what I want you to do is to really focus on how can you support your body in vibrating at the frequency of abundance. Because if you don't have that, nothing else really works. This is the foundation of making all different business decision, and especially with the price increase that you're wanting to implement, this is going to be the gateway. Now, I want to tell you this is possible. I know so many people on Maui who actually have become more successful since the fire. I know them personally. I know that their business is booming. I know that they are prospering in so many ways. And I want to just put this out there. This is possible for you as well. Okay, so you want to start reconnecting with your wealth frequency and work with your body and work with your nervous system. And again, you need any resources on this, just let me know. I have so much stuff ready for you and anybody else in the group who wants it, because this can make a huge difference right away. Okay, now your second question is more strategic, and I want to talk through that. So right now your offer is $1,500 offer, right? And you want to increase it to 5K. And I know there are some nuances that probably are not fully reflected in the write-up that you have shared in the comments. But I want to invite you to ask yourself at $5,000, right? If you take the same offer and offered it at $5,000, it's totally doable, number one. And I want to ask you, what would make this offer really rich, compelling, and super unique in the marketplace? And there are, again, there's so many web designers out there, but I know you are super gifted and you have very special gifts to offer. It's not just web design, there's so much more, and how you do it. So we want to be super clear on how do you make this offer stand out, be unique, be rich. And I highly recommend you doing some market research around it. Connect with some women out there who are in need for web development work, website work, and ask them, what do you really value? What is important to you? What would be like, heck yeah, I want to work with Adele because she got an offer that, like, oh my gosh, I like so much better than anybody else. I'm not saying that in a competitive way, in a comparison way, but I am really saying it in a way so that you can start to position this offer really clearly and uniquely. This is going to help you stand out a lot more. Now, the second aspect of this is your audience. And something is coming to me intuitively, which is I want to ask you, who is this offer for? And could it be possible, which is what I am like really being drawn to right now intuitively, could it be possible that your offer at 1,500 is for a different audience and 5,000 is for a different segment of that audience? Could that be possible? And if that is true, what stage of business is this audience at right now? How much money are they making to be able to afford your offer? Are you supporting with some designs that are super creative, that are appealing to one industry versus the other? These are the questions I would ask you to be super clear on. And I will tell you that I will tell you that this can change everything. And highly recommend that you start looking outside of Maui. I mean, come on, we're on the internet and you're connected to a global audience now. And there's absolutely a way bigger chance to find somebody who can pay you $5,000 than in Maui, right? You just broadened your audience size significantly, which is such a cool thing in itself. So be super clear on who your audience is, like clearly define what stage of the business are they in, how much are they making, is there any specific niche or industry that you want to target, and connect it back to your offer benefits. How do you deliver the offer? Why are you the person to deliver that? Your offer and your audience gotta like connect like push, push, because, ultimately it's your good work that's gonna sell, which I know you have plenty of reviews and examples to share, samples to share with the right audience, but we wanna really lock in these pieces up front. And then the last thing, your messaging is everything. Your messaging. Now, it's not, once you have these like offer and audience kind of really clearly defined and laid out, then your messaging can be really shifted, tighten up, so that you're speaking not to anybody who's in the market for web design work, for a website build, but that particular audience in that particular segment with that particular stage of business with that particular revenue that they're bringing in, right, with that particular industry. And all of this, when it's reflected in your messaging, that just like poof, like, okay, now I'm listening, now I want to know more. And a quick example, I don't know much about you as a person, but let's say if you want to support spiritual niche, for example, right, and your design and your copy and how everything kind of serve the spiritual niche is so different than serving the real estate niche, and the pain point for both are just so different. And I'm not saying that we do pain point marketing in that way, but be we want to be speaking to what your ideal client is experiencing. What is keeping them awake at night? What is stressing them out? What do you think they're really missing? And how can your offer, how can a website be the solution for what they're trying to create in their business? And this messaging can be really tightened up. And, I think with these four pieces, your wealth frequency, your offer, your audience, your messaging, I think you can, when you start to really tighten it up and go deeper in your messaging, go deeper in all these aspects, there's no way you are not going to be paid $5,000. It's going to take some setting up foundational work, but once you have it set up, people are going to resonate, and because you're now speaking in their language, you're now showing the potency of your work. And obviously, highly recommend collecting all your client reviews, your testimonial, your portfolio, your designs, your results, right? Higher ranking custom website. What is, like, are there any results that you can demonstrate with the work you have done? So these are the things that I highly recommend. And I think there's a lot of opportunity here. There's something that's coming to me intuitively, which I wasn't really thinking about, but I want to share it with you to contemplate on. We live in the world of social media, right? And how do you like bring back the magic of website back? And that is some like a fun problem to solve, a fun kind of contemplation to engage in. How do you like inspire the world with like, hey, go back to your website, go back to, let that be your client facing storefront, let that hold your business identity, let that hold your portfolios and the services that you offer. And it could, the bolder your voices in inspiring people to get back in that flow of website creation, I think the more powerful your content becomes. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions or thoughts or comments on it. Just let me know. Drop that in the comments with this video. And I want to bring it back to the group. What I want to share with all of you is that a lot of times, you as business owner may desire, hey, I want to make more money. So let's say you're making $50,000 a year, or 75, and you want to bump up to 100, 150. This is all possible. Now, at first, the instinct that you may feel inside you, hey, I want to be more supported, I want to make more money. But your clients don't care about any of that. They're like, okay, well, whatever, right? Like whatever you want is for you, but we want what we want. And anytime you want to make a pricing increase, it can be totally doable, but it does need very grounded shift in your wealth frequency. It needs very grounded shift in your offer, making sure your offer includes all different things that are very important for your audience. A lot of times, most times I see when people want to, increase the prices, they also have to go back to the drawing board and make sure their audience that they're selecting is the right kind of audience. They're not speaking broadly to everybody. And lastly, messaging. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Messaging is everything. Everything. I tell you, it's everything. Messaging is your secret weapon. Your words, your talks, your reels, your videos, your how you show up, how you talk to people is everything. And any price point can be justified if you have the right messaging, because if you start to really speak to the right people and start to talk about their challenges that is keeping them worried in their business, you start to show them there is a solution out there, and your offer is a solution that can be very impactful. And I am just speaking to you with some really cool evidence, even just like last week and even today. Just with my messaging, people are reaching out to me in DMs and asking about my latest offer. I've had somebody just bought my offer a few days ago just from my messaging, from one social media post. And if that post hit a nerve for your audience, they're in. And especially this audience, if you are somebody who's supporting the niche of business women, or very high achieving or very ambitious, we are fast to act on things. When we like something, we go for it. We're go-getters. So especially in this niche, it's pure gold, honestly, once that the right frequency is hit in your messaging. So I just want to leave you with a lot of encouragement and motivation and inspiration. Go raise your prices, okay? Raise your prices. Most of you are probably overgiving to your people, and it's completely okay to receive compensation in a way that supports you, your body, your energies, so you can keep delivering more quality work and client sessions, and help your whole community up level by you first up leveling first. So this, and honestly, this is also the moment of walking the talk. How many of us, all of us in this community, probably talk about abundance with our clients, right? Talk about the importance of resting, talk about importance of slowing down. And now it's our time to walk the talk. I do have a very good offer right now that I posted about today. I'm going to share it in this group so you can read up all the details. But I am opening door to Feminine Wealth Accelerator, which is a one-on-one, body of work with me for 13 weeks, only 13 weeks, where we are going to implement a launch plan, a plan that help you launch your offer, and hopefully high ticket offer. Those are my favorite. And we're gonna start making money. So this is for people who are already making about $5,000 to $10,000 at least, and you are wanting anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000 months. And this offer includes all of your wealth alignment work with energetically, because especially for women, I have noticed, how many of you ever had the most perfect strategies and plans laid out and you still weren't able to implement them? And it's not because you don't know, you're not intelligent, you're not brilliant, you're not, or you're lazy. That none of that is true. It's only because it takes an inner shift to it takes an upgrade in your identity. It takes an upgrade in your heart. It takes an upgrade in your womb. It takes an upgrade in your nervous system to be able to hold more money, to be able to make decision from the place of the woman you are calling forward to lead in the world. And all of this is not just talking, me talking, you listening is going to be like forgotten in 30 seconds. But it's an internal experience. It's going deeper in the subconscious and starting to really up level, activate this wealth identity and starting to upgrade so that you have capacity to hold more, so that you can be more certain in making decisions like raising your prices and sharing your offer with the world. So we're going to start there. In every session we're going to be touching on this, and we're going to do some like really deep work in making sure your field is clear, your nervous system, your womb, your heart are all clear and vibrating in that one space, that the space that you really bring forward in your intention. We're gonna start with a launch plan, make sure our goals are clearly defined, and this is a time we're gonna lay the foundation of your 50,000 months to 20,000 months, depending on what you are comfortable with right now. And being an intuitive is really cool because I get to tune into things that you're not even considering right now. Any blind spots, I get to like say hello to. It's like, you know what? Your truth actually is going for the 50K months. And then women are like, ooh, like I had a woman, I had a meeting with her this week, and she came to me and she was talking about her launch, which was a $10,000 launch, and she didn't get any conversion from the launch, but it was $10,000 launch. And my intuition was screaming inside like, no, there's more, there's so much more money left on the table. And we started putting together her launch plan, and it came to be $49,000 a month. This is not just one launch event or launch cycle I'm talking about that money comes and disappears. This is really laying a foundation so that you are selling and launching all the time. And you have something, a foundation built so that you're not running on dry between your launches. So $49,000, 10,000 to 49,000 is pretty sweet, right? And this is the magic we get to kind of co-create together. And from there, we're going to create your offer if you don't already have one, or we're going to really vet your offer, make it so juicy, so exciting, so heck yeah for you, so that you feel really good about selling what you're good at. It's gotta feel so good to your heart. And from there, we're gonna lay all the groundwork of your audience, make sure that's straightened out and very clear. We're going to define a way of how you can reach your audience, what you say to your audience, really amp up your visibility online and in person in your local community. And from there, we're gonna be, figuring out whether you're more comfortable doing a launch event, you're more comfortable selling on social media, you're more comfortable selling through your talks, and we're gonna just nail down one process, and we're gonna go implement that while you are going to, you know, deliver what we put together, but I'm the one holding the space behind the scene, making sure your bank accounts can receive money, making sure people energetically have an easier way of saying yes to you, making sure you're leading from a place of that queen wealthy identity who's ready to serve, making sure you are not having a hard time speaking up or holding space for people. Make sure you're unaffected by anybody's no's, because when somebody says no, somebody else says yes. So we want to make sure that frequency is really supportive of your intention. And right now, I have this offer at a deep discount, and I am running a beta round. I have some incredible results that I have included in the post that I will be sharing in this group right after this live. You can check it out, you can check all the details. But for just, I'm looking for only 3 people. And for these 3 people, I am offering a really deep discount. So if you feel like it's your time to go for it, to really go for it, to allow yourself to receive the support, and allow yourself to offer support to your community, to allow yourself to receive compensation that meets your brilliance. And if you feel like this is it, like you're feeling that, heck yeah, then this is it. I would love to speak with you. Please put a comment, put wealth, or DM me wealth, or just ask me about the offer. I'm happy to share more details with you. This offer is for the right people only, people that my intuition is screaming, yes, I want to co-create with them, because there's really high chance of us hitting those goals and claiming more. And this is the integrity I operate from. So this is definitely an application based invitation, and I'm only looking for 3 people. So if you feel like this invitation is tickling you in any way, and it's opening you, it's activating you to really go for those dreams and goals that you started this year with, this might be our time, and we gotta talk. All right. I hope you're doing really well. I would love to hear your thoughts on the today's live. Was it helpful for you? And any thoughts, suggestions, follow-up questions you have, let me know. There's some really good questions pouring in. There was another one about why your womb as a feminine being, why your womb plays a role in your money. And I answered that last night. So check that out. And if you need a link, let me know. I can share the link with you. But this is all I have to share. I hope you have an amazing rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.